Alright guys, we are here. We're back for the first video of the 240SX rebuild. A lot of you guys are really excited for the build and I'm really excited to get started. So it's the first day. I think the main thing we got to focus on right now is the front end. I need to order the front end kit to get it new, but I haven't done it yet because I'm procrastinating on ordering AN stuff and other parts. But we're here, so we're going to start taking apart the front end. First thing to take apart is what? Headlights, bash bar, radiator, intercooler, all that type of stuff, just for tonight. And then once we get all that stuff off, we're gonna cut off the old crap that's on there and then go from there and see what we're gonna do. Because we were gonna order the Chair Slayer top part, but I think we're gonna make our own. But we are still gonna order the bottom part from Chair Slayer, Rob Parsons. After that, if we have time tomorrow, we'll probably do the new fuel system. So I have a DW300 or something in that range, in that area. I don't know exact number it was or what kind, but I'll probably leave that in there for now. But I plan on going on E85, and you can run E85 on these stock lines, but it's not very efficient, and over time it dry rots the rubber lines from the tank to the hard line. And right now, from the previous owner, the lines right now are real sketchy. It goes from like rubber to metal to metal all the way to -6 with the clamp to the fuel rail. It's just not right, not what I want to do. So instead of using your stock lines, so I went and ordered Vibrant -6 AN line for the feed and the turn. Like I said, now I have stock sketchy lines that go from the tank to rubber to metal to -6, if you want to call it. It's crap, it's old. I want to redo it all for a new system, the 85. So like I said, went and got some Vibrant -6 AN line. I got about 20 feet here and then 10 feet here. That should be enough, but they didn't have another 20 foot in stock, so I had to go with the most I had, which was 10. If I don't have enough, I'll get more. So feed and return will be -6, and right now I can run that the same way I have here for the stock rail. I have -6 line for the whole fuel system, but now I'll have it to the Iridium fuel rail. Now these engines come stock with side feed, and you have to convert them to top feed to do aftermarket injectors. So I went ahead and ordered the non-VTI 1JZ fuel rail from Iridium. It's pretty cheap. It's like 100 something bucks, maybe 200 bucks. I don't remember exactly what it was. But the products are always awesome, and nice anodized black. It's in this wrapping thing, but I don't feel like taking it out because it's too nice. I'm kind of obsessed with it. I've always wanted one of these. I'm stoked I got one of these. But this is -8 ORB for the fuel rail. And then when you do that, obviously you can't run that to the fuel lines. You have to get their -8 and ORB to -6 AN male fitting, so you can run the lines the correct way with the correct sizing, so you don't get confused. So if you want to do a -6 line to the Iridium fuel rail, make sure to buy this. It's like $8 for the fitting. So -8 AN ORB to -6, so you guys don't get messed up and then stranded and then pause on your build. So like I said, do that. It'll save you a lot of time. So one more really cool thing I ordered for this build, if you have AN lines, you kind of want to keep them pretty because they're pretty expensive and you don't want to ruin them by using a normal wrench. They make AN line wrenches and they're really expensive. This little guy right here I found on Amazon. I'm pretty stoked to show you guys. It's really freaking cool because I like my things looking nice even though I didn't do it before. This is an AN wrench. They sell independent wrench sizes for AN, but this is adjustable, like an adjustable, normal wrench, but only for AN lines. And I got it up to -16. It actually goes bigger than -16. It goes pretty big. So like I said, if you see this line right here, all nasty and gnarled up from using adjustable wrenches and the normal stuff on it, it's all nasty. Now, with this thing, all you gotta do is go, I don't know, probably about this much. And it actually wraps around it to a perfect size so you don't get all gnarled up and nasty. So now, when it's tight, it's nice, tight, lock fit, so you can loosen and tighten nicely without gnarling it up and making it look nasty. So this is what you usually do if you don't want to scratch your AN lines. You get a normal adjustable wrench, put some tape on it, and kind of send it and see what happens. But this is what you want to use, an AN wrench for all of your AN lines to keep them nice and shiny and pretty and nice looking. So this was $25 on Amazon. 25 bucks for this. You can't beat that. This usually costs like 80 on Vibrant, which is insanity, so I wasn't doing that. So I spent 25 bucks on Amazon Prime, right to your doorstep. Go buy one of those. As you guys know, I've had these really ugly orange Z32 calipers on my car from the previous owner. I've never taken them off. I have taken them off, but not taken them off to paint them. So I really want to get these, not orange. So I'm probably gonna have them powder coated and nice to match my new look. And back here I have some ugly mismatched gold PBM freaking Z32, and then I have a normal stock Z32 like orangish gold paint thing that looks like shit. So I'm gonna take all these off, get them powder coated, looking nice. I might just paint them, but like the powder coat guy is like 10 minutes down the street, so I might as well just give him the powder coat. So that'll be sick. And so that's the goal for tomorrow for part 1 of the rebuild. It's not much. Once we start getting the front end cut off and taken apart, it'll be a lot more interesting to show you guys what's next. I'm still waiting on the ECU stuff. I know they're pretty busy with their sales and stuff right now, so once that comes to me, we can start taking all this apart and rewiring the whole car with Freddie, and then we can actually get tuned properly and make proper good power. But for now, we're gonna focus on the fabrication and all the stuff you need to make that power. So me and Brian are gonna get started on taking this apart, and then tomorrow I'll probably follow up and then continue the build. Tomorrow we have to wire the shop so we can have 220 in here so we can actually weld properly and not like shit. Yep. All right, get to it. So we're just about done taking everything apart, and I'm so excited to get rid of all this ghetto in this, guys. Like, this thing is so, it worked for so long so well, but it really is pretty ghetto. Like, all this down here is real bad, and this is just nasty, and this is like just absolutely not my style or what I want on my car. I dealt with it for a long time, but it's time to step it up. So I'm real excited for the new stuff to come in and install it all. Alright, so it's the next day. We're going to Harbor Freight to get some tools. Harbor Freight's the best place ever. You can go there and spend like $100 and walk out with a cart full of stuff. I need some tools, I need some power tools, I need some new tool bags, some other handheld tools, stuff like that. But I go there and end up buying things I don't need but end up actually needing. So I'm excited to go for Harbor Freight. Since coronavirus has been around, Harbor Freight has not had a freaking truck, a restock truck in 3 weeks. So I got like all this little stuff right here. And then I need some more, I don't know. I get lost when I come here, but I got some good stuff so far. Just spent like around $100, got a bunch of stuff in here, a new tool bag, gloves, supplies. I got a new little belt sander I need for something else, and then a bunch of other stuff I'll need for the 240 while we're redoing it. So pretty cool. Harbor Freight's the best, always cheap and easy. Got the front brakes off the car. Like I said, they're really ugly and orange color looking. Z32 brakes looks like shit. I mean, they've been on the car for a long time. So goodbye orange, hello new color. I'm not telling you guys the color yet, but it's gonna be really nice. I'm really excited. Now, time to do the rears. Plan is next to run the dash 6AN from the fuel tank for the feed and the return. And after that, I don't know what's next, but that's gonna take some time for me and Brian to do. All the brakes are off the car, dual caliper brakes, rear brakes, front brakes. Me and Brian are gonna disassemble those in a few minutes. I'm also going to get rid of this nasty, rusty looking rotor. So good trick is you just paint the whole entire thing black, bring them to your local auto parts store. You can probably get them turned for like nothing really. So give them a quick little spray and we should be good. When you paint these, all you gotta do is paint the entire rotor. You don't gotta worry about the actual rotor itself where the brakes have contact, because when they turn it, it turns into a brand new silver, and the inside will be nice and black. Looks good, protects from rust, and looks better overall. So, put these to O'Reilly's real quick and get them turned. Maybe today or tomorrow. We'll see what happens. But for now, after this, it's time to do the fuel lines, and then whatever else I gotta do. I can figure that out later. Got all the calipers, take it apart. It's really easy, it's like 2 pins and then it all comes apart. But Brian's gonna show me a little trick to get the pistons out, so we can take the rest of it apart and bring the powder coat. So I was gonna paint these myself, but I hit up my powder coat guy, he told me a pretty good price, so I'm just gonna pull the trigger and have them done nicely. I've always worn nice calipers, powder coated, all matching, and I think I have a really cool color in mind to complement the car, so I'm real excited about this. All right now we're taking apart the Z52 calipers to get powder coated, and earlier we took apart all of the rears. So Brian has a cool trick to get the pistons out so it makes it easier for you and not as annoying as it usually would be. So I'll let him explain because it's a lot of steps.
So, I mean, essentially what you're trying to do is get all the pistons out as evenly as you can until the last one goes. Since it's all one system, if you pop one out, you're not going to be able to get the rest out. So you want to just slowly put air into the system. We need the bleeder, so I can put my finger on it.
Yep, that's a good face. Yep.
All right, so now we've got the bleeder in. You're gonna get them come out as much as you can, and then keep going. So that's as far as we could go with what we have. So we got these 3 out a lot farther than nothing. So like this one, for example, would be where they didn't come out, only one came out. So this one's out, you just pull it out, then you gotta do the rest.
All right, it's the next day, and the powder coat guy knocked it out in literally not even 24 hours. And here's the new color for the brake caliper. It's not the exact color I had in mind. I thought it was a little bit darker, but it'll work. It looked pretty sick. But I thought this would come out a lot more polished as well. But we're gonna get this more of like a white or a silver, so the Nissan can stand out. But the color is sick. All the calipers look really good, all nice and brand new looking. It's pretty. That's not an OEM one, but it's still pretty sick.
Oh, it's the PBM.
Yeah, but the rears look really cool too. It's a sick color. I think it'll contrast well with the car, and it's pretty cheap to do it too, so I'm really stoked. I wanted this to be brighter so it can look nicer, but it's not as bright as I wanted to. So Kaya, my girlfriend, is going to, wait, say hi. Kaya is going to paint this like either a brighter silver or a white, don't know yet. But then, so I'm not gonna put them together tonight. I'm gonna put the rear dual calipers that don't have the Nissan logo together so I can get a head start and explain to you guys how to do it properly without screwing your shit up. So Brian's done this like a million times probably. I've done it before, but he has his ways, so.
I don't know, maybe 3 times.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna build 2 calipers tonight, and when you do these, you don't want to put the old stuff back in, like all this old stuff right here, all the old nasty stuff. You don't want to do that. So go and spend what, 50 bucks for all 6, 60 bucks I spent, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
And at O'Reilly's, local auto parts stores, I have all the rebuild kits right here. Dust boot, this is the seal. These are the 2 seals that don't come with it. So the little seals right here, these little seals right here that go in here in between the calipers do not come in their kits. So you probably have to order that separate or order the full kit from Z1, right?
Z1 sells them, yeah.
So, but mine are pretty good, so I'm reusing them because these were the new caliper ones. So I might as well just reuse those and then get new ones for the other ones. But anyway, it's pretty easy. It's not hard at all, but you have your way to do it of doing it. So I'll let Brian take over and show you guys the proper way.
Okay. So, I mean, this is pretty straightforward. You'll have piston seals, pistons. These are the caliper halves, the seals that mate the 2 together, and then dust boots and clips. So you'll just take your seal, lube it up a little bit with some brake fluid, and you pop it in there. You'll see on the inside of the caliper, when you were taking it apart, you'll already know this, but there's a little groove for the seal to ride in. See if I can get it in there. Okay.
Make sure it sits flush too.
Yeah, so there's a seal in there, seated. You want it flat, you don't want to twist it around or anything. It's kind of an obvious. And then lube it up a little bit, take your piston, lube up the piston a little bit, and these slide in super easy. You should be able to press them in by hand. You want to make sure you don't have any scarring on the piston. If you have any like really deep scratches, it's just going to blow straight by it. And you're going to get a bunch of fluid everywhere. So if you have damaged pistons, you can get new ones. You just press it in just like that. And you take your dust boot, slide it over like that, and you push the edge, the outer edge around. A little bit of trouble there. See if I can get it. There we go. Okay, and that's it. Then you just take your clip. And these are pretty stiff. Okay. And that's it.
Simple.
That's one side done. Nothing crazy, no measuring. You just slap it together.
If it doesn't go in by hand like that, something's wrong. Don't use that caliper or the piston. But mostly it's the piston.
Yeah, usually it'll be the piston, or it'll be maybe the seal is a little too thick.
Right.
In manufacturing, there's some sort of defect.
Yeah, and it does happen for sure.
I would
and
just take
warping
it apart.
happens too.
Yeah, I would just take it apart and take a look at it, make sure that you did it right.
Yep. Oh, dog, drift beagle. Hello.
Toby.
So I'm not going to film every single caliper, obviously. So you saw that. So we're going to do that basically 5 more times of all the calipers.
We got 4, 8, 10, 12.
Oh well,
16 more.
I'm saying like for each caliper, like, we have 6 more calipers to get on, but each side has its own, obviously. But I'm not going to film every single one. So I'm not going to bore you guys. So we're going to take care of that. Maybe I'll do a time lapse of us rebuilding them. But I wasn't expecting to work on the car today, but the calipers got done early. So we're just going to do 2, and then maybe I'll take apart something on the car. It's the weekday. I don't really have much time on weekdays because of work and stuff. But I'll do a little bit of stuff to get ahead. But mostly the weekend is going to be the big project. This weekend is going to be pretty serious fabrication stuff going on. So it's going to be sick. So when you put these back together, don't forget to put the little washer in here, because if you don't, you'll have no pressure and you'll hit your brakes, and you will probably not have brakes and you'll die. So don't forget that. But like I said earlier, they do not come in the O'Reilly's rebuild kits. You have to order them or reuse them. I don't recommend reusing them unless they're good condition. So, but these things look really good. I actually like this color a lot. I'm stoked. I got 2 of the rear dual calipers put together. It's pretty easy. But me and Kai are gonna go back home and paint the Nissan logo so it stands out and looks how I wanted it to look in the first place, but not a big deal. But I'll probably end this video here. This weekend is going to be a huge, big fabrication redo of everything here. So there's not going to be any more of this, any more of this. It's all going to be all gone, nice and brand new, and no more ghetto-ness and nastiness. It's going to be all proper with the Chair Slayer radiator support, and then me and Brian are going to fab up a new bar to go across here. 2 bends, so it looks pretty nice. And I'm stoked. I did not get to the fuel lines in this video. I didn't have time. The brakes took way longer than expected, but it was worth it. As you can see, the new color is sick. And after that, we will get to the fuel lines this weekend or something when we have a little bit more free time. But I'm excited to start fabrication and start getting this thing changed up and brand new. All right, so I'm ending the video here. We have a lot to do in the next few weeks. We have T-minus 6 weeks till test weekend. And 7 weeks till clutch shakers. It does not sound, it sounds like a lot of time, but in reality, it is not a lot of time at all. So we gotta get cracking, get working, and get this thing going. But I think we can handle it if my plans go as they come. But you guys know of cars, stuff comes up, you gotta do more things, but hopefully it goes good. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.